Hi, I'm here to talk to you today about Oracle Policy Automation, specifically Oracle Web Determinations and how it can be used to drive an interactive HTML5 and JavaScript website. For those of you who don't know what OPA is, it stands for Oracle Policy Automation, and a basic description of OPA is that it's a business rules management system with a web front end that can be used in an interactive interview process. What I'm going to do today is show you an example of a health insurance screening interview using OWD. In the rule base I prepared earlier, I've got the standard kind of questions that you ask in these types of interviews about smoking, diet and exercise. As you can see, we have a properties file where we've got some fairly simple rules set up. Do you smoke? How many cigarettes do you smoke in a day? And so on. Each of these rules are associated with a risk score. Whilst using OPA, rules are primarily written in Microsoft Word. So if an interviewee does smoke, they'll get a risk score of 100. In this Word document, you can see that each question adds to the score as a running total, and these scores are combined at the end to give a final score at the end of each section. Please bear in mind this is just an arbitrary example and there is no real science behind this, it's just an example. One of the main benefits of using OPA is that it's easy to understand from a non-technical viewpoint. Policy writers and end users alike are able to understand the rules that are written and the policy that is being used throughout the rule base. We have different types of questions that we want to ask of the end user, which are then turned into screens. These screens are then presented to the end user, or the interviewee. The flow of the screens can be altered depending on how the end user responded to the last set of questions. So if the interviewee doesn't smoke, we don't need to ask them any further questions about their smoking habits. We have three main areas of questions to ask of the end user in this example, and we can control if these areas are shown using flows, and we can control when each flow should be shown. The main comment about OWD that we get at TruePenny is, yes, this works well, but the UI isn't particularly inspiring, it's not pleasing to the eye. I'll now open up the debug screens and you can see how it looks unaltered. The great thing about OWD is that it asks the questions in an intelligent and interactive way, and we're able to get the answers that we need. We then follow all the answers to the questions that were asked and get a summary screen at the end of why a particular decision was taken. In order to make this into a usable system, we want to be able to customize the screens so that they look better and add charts, graphs, logos, and so on. Microsoft Visual Studio is my choice of tool to do this. There is no Microsoft specific technology included in this, I just prefer using Visual Studio. HTML5 and JavaScript are the languages being used to customize the screens in this instance. To improve the look and feel of the interactive interview, OWD has been piped into an external website shell, and this is being used to drive the questions as previously shown, but the OWD interface has been manipulated using style sheets, which have customized the colours and fonts. We're now taking the answers that OWD is generating and creating charts using JavaScript that are based on the outputs of the OWD interface. As more questions are answered, we can see the charts updating and changing interactively based on the OWD results. When you click the final Submit button, a radar graph appears. Parts of this final page are still using OWD, yet the graphs and the site are created using JavaScript and HTML5. As you can see, the final product is one that is engaging, professional and relevant to an end user. Thank you for your time.